Hi everybody, I'm Carmen and I'm going to be adding a couple more game elements to the side scroller game. So last you saw, Kari added some introduction to the game, so some instructions on how to play. He added the background scene and he also added a parking space at the end of the game, which helps us know that we won the game. So I'm going to add a couple more game elements and hopefully create an awesome game. So let's get started. So here we have our code that's already been done. So created for us by both Tyler and Kari. And so I'm just going to add a couple more things to this. So the first thing I want to do, I've decided to add a timer to the game. So kind of gives us a challenge to be able to see if we can make it to the end of the game in a certain amount of time. So in order to do that, I'm going to go to the info section and I'm going to grab start countdown block and I'm going to put that on start so that way when the game actually starts, that countdown should start as well. Move things around a little bit. So 10 seconds doesn't seem like a lot of time to me, and so I'm going to change this to, let's try 15 seconds. And I'll do a quick test of that. See if we're able to get to the end. So almost out of time. And just made it. So I think 15 seconds is where I'll keep it for now, and I can always change it if I decide. So I'm going to keep going, and I've decided that I want to add something different than game over or you win screen. And so in order to do that, I'm going to switch out this game over block for another block. So I'll start with game over, you win. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to go to the game category and all the way at the bottom, I'm going to grab the show long text dialog block. And so in this area here, I'm going to type in a message that says, you got the last spot. Let's do. So hooray, you got the last spot. So this is what will show if I actually make it to the end and make it to that last spot. I have an option of where I want that to display on the screen, and I'm just gonna stick with the bottom. And I want to do something similar with if I lose. So if I touch the fire that's along our road, then I want there to be a message that pops up as well. So I'm going to change out this game over block. I'm going to add in the show long text dialog block. And this time, if we lose, I'll say, gosh, that's hot. Go back to the beginning. And again, I'm going to just leave it at the bottom to display. So now when I reach the end and make it to that parking spot, I should see, hooray, you got the last spot instead of you win. And when I hit the fire, I should see, gosh, that's hot. Go back to the beginning instead of game over. So I'm going to test those out. I'll start with trying to make it to the end and seeing what I get if I win. I use the B button helps me speed up a little bit, but I didn't make it to the end. So this shows what happens when I touch the fire. So I did get the message, gosh, that's hot. Go back to the beginning. So I should be able to click the A and the game starts over, but that's not happening. So what I forgot to do was add in my reset game block. So I will need this. I'll need to add this in so that the game knows that I have to restart once this message pops up. So I'll do another test to see if I can either reach to the end or if I touch the fire, and see if that restart helps. Oh, looked like it worked. So there. Okay, so gosh, that's hot. Go back to the beginning. If I press A now, we should restart back to the beginning, and there we go. So that is fixed. Now I will try to make it all the way to the end so we can see the hooray message. I may run out of time. Oh, there we go. And so there it is. Hooray, you got the last spot. So those are 2 quick ways I added to the game. Oh, and I have to do the same thing there. Add in my reset game block. All right. And so the last thing I want to do is I want to add in some background music to the game. So the way that I've learned to do that is add in one of these forever loops. I'm going to go to the music category and I'm going to use the play melody block. I can click here, and this is pretty cool. This allows me to make my own beat if I want to do that, or there are already some pre-made options here. And so just for timing, I'm going to use one of the pre-made ones. And so since this is like a kind of beat the clock game, I'm going to speed up the tempo a bit. Let's try that. So I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to click done. And when the game starts, that melody should start as well. So there it goes. Awesome. And then it stops when I reach the end, and it should also stop when I lose the game. I'll do one more test. And it does stop when I lose the game as well. So I've added just 3 quick game elements. So I added the start countdown timer. I added a new message for when I win the game. I've added a new message for when I lose the game. And I've added in some background music to the game. So those are just 3 quick things that you could add to your game to make it better. So thank you for watching.